You've seen it promoted, you've heard about Pluto TV, now here are 10 things you need to know about this free streaming service before you download the app. First up, you should know that Pluto has hundreds of live channels, but these aren't the same channels that you would find on either cable or a paid service like YouTube TV. Pluto has what's called in the television biz, FAST channels. That stands for free ad-supported streaming television channels. A lot of these are kind of like spin-offs of cable networks. For example, Pluto has a Comedy Central channel, but it's going to be different in its scheduling and its lineup than the Comedy Central channel you would find on cable. But even though the schedule is different, it has the same shows that you would expect to see on Comedy Central, just maybe not the most recent episodes. Now, if you weren't aware, Pluto is owned by Paramount Plus, and a lot of the channels and the content you'll find on Pluto overlaps with the shows and movies you'll find on other properties owned by Paramount, such as Paramount Plus. Scrolling through the channels, you'll find some popular movies, talk shows like The Drew Barrymore Show, which has its own channel. You'll find game shows, there's sitcoms, there's reality shows, classic TV, crime shows, kids content, and even news and sports. But more on that later. Now, while you can't record shows from these live channels on Pluto, you can watch many of them, but not all, through the on-demand selection of movies and shows. And just like the live channels on Pluto, everything on demand is free to watch as well. But the trade-off is, of course, that you do have to sit through ads. Which brings me to the second thing you need to know. Pluto has more than a few ads. Now, I'll admit, I haven't actually timed out the number of ads per hour that you would find on most shows on Pluto TV, but just in watching it, I would say that it feels kind of like cable TV in terms of the frequency of the advertising, although there may be slightly fewer ads on Pluto than on cable. Take note that when you're watching shows on Pluto, whether it's on the live channels or it's through the on-demand selection, you won't be able to skip past the advertising. There is, however, one exception, which I'll get to at the end of this video. The third thing that you need to know is you don't have to sign up for Pluto. You can just download the app or go on their website and start watching. And the Pluto app is available on a wide range of devices. What I like about Pluto is it feels like you're just turning on the TV to see what's on. You don't have to sign in, you don't have to create an account, you just go into the app and start watching. But even though it's not required, you do have the option to set up a username and password. This will let you save favorites, make a watch list, and resume where you left off with one of the on-demand shows or movies when you close out of the app and come back in later. But even if you create a username and password, it's always free. You don't have to enter in credit card info, they don't ask for payment details, it's free, period. The fourth thing is that they have a surprisingly good selection of movies. Several of the movies that you can watch on Paramount Plus right now are also available to watch on Pluto for free. Now, like other streaming services, they do rotate in and out, but at the time I'm recording this video in February of 2023, they include Mean Girls, Sonic the Hedgehog, Top Gun, the first 4 Indiana Jones movies, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Good Burger, and plenty of others. Now for number 5, Pluto has some sports. But let's put this in context a little bit. Streaming sports remains an expensive and frankly complicated endeavor. If you want to watch Major League sports when they first air, you'll need to pay for a service like Paramount Plus or YouTube TV or something like that. But if you want to stream highlights of games, sports commentary shows, replays of games that have already aired, Pluto has you covered with their sports channels. As for what airs live on Pluto, you will find some live sporting events such as rodeo, golf, soccer, and poker. At number 6, Pluto offers a kids mode. Now, if you have children, and especially if they like Nickelodeon, there is a lot for them to watch on Pluto. Now, if you create a username and password, you can enter the app into what's called kids mode, which will limit the shows and movies, as well as the live channels, to just the stuff that's there for children. You can also set up a PIN number that will need to be entered before anyone using the app can leave kids mode. The 7th thing you should know is that Pluto has live news. You'll find a selection of news channels on Pluto, both for national and local news. There's the 24/7 digital news network from CBS News, as well as channels like ABC News Live and Weather Nation. As for local news, I counted 15 of these. All but one are CBS affiliates, although my local CBS affiliate's news outlet is not on here. Now take note that for the news outlets, it includes their news broadcasts, but it doesn't include a 24/7 live feed of the local CBS station itself. If you want more info on watching CBS without cable, I made a separate video about this, which I'll have a link to. At number 8, Pluto doesn't have original shows and movies. Unlike two of the other free streaming apps, Tubi and Amazon's Freevee, Pluto has opted not to focus on creating original shows and movies for Pluto TV. But there's still a lot to watch on Pluto. You'll even find a number of Paramount Plus originals on their live channel that they call Paramount Plus Picks, and there's a channel with Showtime originals called Showtime Selects. At number 9, Pluto TV has more than just shows and movies from Paramount. They recently signed a deal to bring in fast channels from NBC Universal. That means you can watch things like Real Housewives and Top Chef alongside NBC News. Also, Warner Brothers recently launched some fast channels, and you'll find a couple of theirs that focus on reality television that have shows like Say Yes to the Dress. So finally, at number 10, the final thing to know about Pluto is it is possible to skip some of the commercials, but there are some strings attached. So how does this work? If you're a Walmart Plus member, not only do you get free access to Paramount Plus, their ad-supported plan, but it will also allow you to log into Pluto and watch some of their movies and shows ad-free. Now, Walmart Plus is basically Walmart's answer to Amazon Prime. Gives you free grocery delivery, free shipping on online orders, things like that. Now, I'll admit, when I was preparing my notes for this video, I thought this last point was going to be some big revelation, and I was going to go into the Pluto app and show you all these things you could watch without advertising. But after I signed up for Walmart Plus and went into the Pluto app, I have to say, I was a little underwhelmed. Walmart Plus gives you ad-free viewing of just a single season of 5 different shows, such as Petticoat Junction, but hey, better than nothing, I guess. So anyway, overall, I like Pluto. I usually find myself watching it for the movies that they have, but I also will scroll through the live channels just to see what's on. But what do you like to watch on Pluto? Let me know in the comment section. As always, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to this YouTube channel to stay up to date with all things streaming. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.